The Nuclide notation and isotope. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain the term nuclide. Use the Nuclide notation X with superscript A and subscript Z. Define the term isotope. Carbon is an element that can be found in abundance in nature. All living organisms contain carbon. What is the proton number Z and the nucleon number A of the carbon atom? The proton number Z of the carbon atom is 6, whereas the nucleon number A of the carbon atom is 12. How many neutrons are there in the carbon atom? There are 6 neutrons in the carbon atom. What can you say about the proton number and the number of neutrons for this new element? This new element has the same proton number but has a different number of neutrons as compared to the carbon atom. Can you name this new element? These are the atomic structures of the elements helium, lithium, carbon, and nitrogen. How can these atomic structures be differentiated? Each atomic structure has different atomic nucleus. An atomic nucleus is called a nuclide. A nuclide is any atomic nucleus that has a specific atomic number Z and a nucleon number A. In other words, nuclide is an atomic nucleus with a specific number of protons and neutrons. For example, the helium nuclide has 2 protons and 2 neutrons. These are the nuclei of 2 carbon atoms labeled A and B. What is the proton number for each nucleus? Click on any proton in each nucleus. Both nuclei have the same proton number Z, which is 6. How many neutrons are there in each nucleus? Click on any neutron in each nucleus. The nuclei have a different number of neutrons. The nucleus of carbon atom A has 6 neutrons, while the nucleus of carbon atom B has 7. What is the term used for the nuclei of the 2 carbon atoms that have a specific number of protons and neutrons each? The nuclei of the 2 carbon atoms are called nuclides. Thus, what can you say about the nuclides in terms of the type of elements? Nuclides are any atomic nuclei that have a specific number of protons and neutrons. Atomic nuclei of different elements will have different nuclides. Different atomic nucleus of the same element will also have different nuclides. This is an example of a nuclide and the representation of a nuclide known as the Nuclide notation. What do the letters Z, A, and X represent? Click on the letters to find out. The letter X is the chemical symbol of the element. The letter A represents the nucleon number. The nucleon number is the sum of the number of protons and neutrons. The letter Z represents the atomic number, which is the proton number or the number of protons in the nucleus. The number of neutrons in the nucleus can also be calculated from the Nuclide notation. Subtracting the number of protons from the nucleon number will give the number of neutrons. This is a nitrogen atom. Click on the Nuclide notation to understand more about the element. What is the name of the element shown by this Nuclide notation? What is the proton number for this element? How many neutrons are there in the nuclide? What is the nucleon number for this element? Do the same activity to understand more about the other two elements, beryllium and fluorine. These are nuclides of the carbon atom. What can you say about the nucleon numbers and the number of protons in the nuclides? They have the same proton number, but different nucleon number. How can this be? The different nucleon number is due to the different number of neutrons in each nuclide. These different nuclides form three different types of carbon atoms. These different types of carbon atoms are called isotopes. The isotopes are differentiated by their nucleon numbers. Carbon atom with a nucleon number 12 is written as carbon-12. Carbon atom with a nucleon number 13 is written as carbon-13. Carbon atom with a nucleon number 14 is written as carbon-14. Click on the elements to see their isotopes. These are the nuclides of hydrogen, beryllium, chlorine, and potassium. Use these nuclides to find the answers to the questions in the table. You may count the protons and neutrons from each nuclide by clicking on any of the neutrons in the nucleus. Click on the check button to check your answers. These are nuclide notations for different elements. However, the letters do not represent the actual symbols of the element. Identify the pairs of isotopes of the same element and click on them consecutively.